Alright, sorry it took so much time. I've got no idea what I'm doing because mm, I haven't used OBS for so long. It actually kind of failed me. So decided to eh, maybe just, you know, um, oh, I don't know. Just try to figure out the best way to function, and I went with the built-in software for NVIDIA streaming because that is the easiest, I suppose. And so, uh, we've decided to go live. I do hope that everything has worked. I don't know if my bot is actually notified that I've gone live. I actually have not turned on my chatbot. And I do hope you can hear me. I've gone. I think so. Anyway, it's weird because with my hearing, I can barely hear myself, which is kind of weird. But I think we'll manage. So, yeah, you notice probably that there is no music. There is a reason for that. Because, I don't hear music too well, so it's kind of pointless. And anyway, I don't want too many stuff coming at me, and I think Alien itself is going to be a challenge in itself. Not to mention the fact that I'll have to live with the sounds of everything as well. So yeah, that's happening. I decided to see if I can stream. It's just going to be super weird and super strange, I guess. But yeah, I suppose it's if you don't try, you don't see if it works, and I do want to see if it works. So yeah, that's happening. I don't know. I'm babbling. It does not make sense, but yeah, let's see if we can do this. I hope you can hear me properly, and I hope you can hear the game. Uh, I don't have the sound levels, so I do hope that something is working in the background. Working in the background. Working in the background. Yeah, okay, I guess it does. Sorry about that. That's the only way I can test it now because I don't have OBS, so I don't have any control over what I hear and what are the sound levels. So we do hope they're gonna be sufficient enough. But yeah. Nightmare is the ultimate level of difficulty, greatest test of survival skill, warning for experience. Hey there, feral female, welcome in. I hope you can hear me because I'm here sitting on a huge headset that allows me to hear the game, but it really isolates me, so I don't know how precise is my talking right now. And I'm half deaf, so this is gonna be interesting, and I want to do this game on the nightmare difficulty. Um, so yeah, Survivor's Steam achievement can still be unlocked on the hard on or nightmare. Yeah, well, that's gonna be interesting. I know the game fairly well. more or less. Yeah, today has been a hectic day. I finally managed to diagnose my dog, and I know what's going on with him. The good news is it's not life-threatening. It's definitely not the same quality. You mean the stream or myself or... Sorry. So my dog has hypothyroidism. The mic, yeah, sorry, it's the mic that I have in my headset. But I do hope it's well enough so you can understand what I'm saying, and it's loud enough that it's going to be working with the game. So my dog has hypothyroidism, whatever that means. It's something about the thyroid glands that is not doing fine for him. So it's providing insufficient hormones into his system, so it's making him uneasy. It's affecting his heart. It's affecting his overall feeling, more or less, making him less active as well. So we finally realized that, yeah, he has a slow metabolism. The thing is, he has not had large issues with metabolism, really, except for an occasional diarrhea, which was usually caused by him licking something or doing something that he was not supposed to. But the thing is, he's been very anxious for the past few weeks, and I thought it might be stress because he's adjusting to the fact that I have a boyfriend who sometimes stays overnight, and he feels a bit jealous, and that's probably part why I have decided to diagnose him at this point so late. Excuse me. But the fact is, we finally got the results today, and I know what's causing this, and I know that's basically just issues with his metabolism, with a thyroid thingy. So, good news is that it's fairly easy to manage, because it's easy to manage due to the fact that he's basically going to have pills, and they're going to just probably balance his system fairly well. Do I see? I think I see. I don't want it to be too bright. Anyway, I'm playing on my laptop, which makes everything too bright, so I will still see everything I need to, whatever. Oh wow, I can hear this very well. One advantage of my headset is that I can actually adjust what I'm hearing with the headset itself without changing
report of the commercial starship Nostromo.
Of what people are hearing on the stream, so that's a good thing. You can hear the game, I hope.
Other members of the crew: Kane, Lambert, Parker, Brett, Ash, and Captain Dallas are dead.
Okay,
Cargo
that's great.
and ship destroyed. I should reach the frontier in about 6 weeks.
My OBS and my laptop have been
a bit
hectic, so I had to use the best means I had.
This is Ripley, last survivor of the Nostromo. Signing off.
So yeah, it is interesting because I'm gonna have to rely on my hearing, and I don't think I'll be able to hear the alien properly. It's gonna be a dead stream. I'm gonna keep dying.
Ripley? I'm Samuels. I work for the company. It's about your mother. We think we may have found her, Amanda. A commercial vessel, the Anesidora, has recovered what we believe to be the flight recorder unit of the Nostromo.
Where?
Zeta Reticula.
What did it tell you?
We don't know.
But how are you, Feral?
The unit
How have
was
you been
taken to
doing? I think I've seen you stream today, or was it?
Proprietorial material, so the
I was
company wants it
away
collected
most of the
as
day,
soon
so
as
I just
possible.
before I left I saw you on.
Sevastopol's a supply depot.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I know what it is.
Definitely the game, isn't it, Nev? How you doing? It's good to see you.
Transit's arranged. There's a courier ship called the Torrens heading out that way in 2 days.
And if you hear me slapping a butt, I'm slapping a dog butt because
And another
he's.
exec.
Oh, you were streaming yesterday? Oh, that's fair enough.
Still with him.
You know, I'm not working. I'm on a sick leave for a month now because of my
Look,
hearing.
Ripley.
So
When
days
the
are
dog
turning
desk,
into a
I
blur.
read
I'm not
cases.
gonna lie. I can completely lose a track of time. I don't know what's Sunday, what's Monday. I don't feel them anymore.
know
It's weird. I
Are you
don't like
working
that.
In the region where she went missing.
It's really confusing. Really, very
You're
much.
Still looking, aren't you?
How are you doing, Nev? What have you
I've
been playing
cleared to
lately?
offer you a place on the Torrens if you want to come along. Maybe there'll be some.
Ooh, streaming for
Closure.
8 hours to finish a game. Which one was it? Was it, Oh, 13th. Hey! Yeah, thank you for the sub. Siberian Expedition yesterday. What about you, Farrell? What were you streaming? Was that, God, I forgot the title. I have that game on Xbox. I forgot the name. Dreamful Chapters, that's right. I saw you play it the other day. And thanks 13th for the subscription. Sorry about the alerts. I'm streaming through my Nvidia software because for some reason my OBS decided to rebel. It probably hasn't updated for a while, and whilst it didn't ask for an update, it still acted up. So I decided to stream through my Nvidia, and it also is a bit easier on my laptop, which is having issues lately. So yeah, that's another thing. I'm trying to make it work properly, but for the time being I'm just gonna have to play this way. Do you still want to contribute to your own soundbite, 13th? Because I still use my Nephilim Book of Names. I just I don't have a camera because the Nvidia software does not recognize my camera for some reason. Anyway, and I do notice I'm losing speed on the game. Let me see. What did I have? Nothing that taxing. Maybe anti-aliasing. Yeah, I think it's more smoother. Although, playing Dreamful Chapters, yeah, it's an amazing game. I watched Trick play it, and I've watched someone else as well, and I think it's an amazing title. And good afternoon, Simon. Come on, game. You know why sometimes doors take forever to open at this game? It's because they're literally, the game is loading the background. So that's an interesting take as well. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have all the audio to max, so... Yeah, one thing you know about the Nightmare mode is that you get very, very, very little resources. Now, I've played the hard mode of this game, and I can tell you that there is a huge gap between hard and Nightmare. Like, you see, normally I would already been stocked on stuff because the game would have given me stuff, but here you can go through all of these lockers, and I can tell you I will get nothing for like half of the game. So this is going to be interesting. How are you doing, Sam? I hope you're doing good as well. And 13th, I don't know if you heard me, but if you still want to contribute to your own soundbite. Hello, Becky. Welcome in. Very good to see you. Oh my god, I've completely forgot that I have my Stream Deck, and that would help me greatly to actually manipulate and use my stream. But I've completely forgotten it exists. I haven't used it for a month. Hey Becky, how are you doing? Good to see you. I hope you're doing good. I hope your Monday's been great. Mine is... mine has been weird. I had my therapy today, but I also had my dog results, blood tests he had on Saturday. And the end result is... I don't know what's wrong with him. He has a hyperthyroid something. So yeah, there's that. So he's going to be on pills for the rest of his life, probably, and just going to have to control his thyroid hormones. So you know he doesn't get too sick. It's in it relatively easy to manage disease, sickness, if you will. But he's just gonna need to be monitored, basically. So yeah, probably Becky, you hear me for the first time because you have not managed to see my streams before, unless you've checked the VODs. Oh no, don't worry, I don't have it to max, I just have it to a level that I'm able to register Ripley's footsteps. I mean, to be honest, my hearing has improved over the past week quite significantly because now I could, when the intro was on, I could actually hear and recognize Ripley's voice quite well, and the music was not as much painful to hear as it used to be a few weeks ago. So I've been saving my hearing for the most part, but yeah, that's why I've turned off the music this playthrough. There will be no music in the game, because I just want to focus on the ambience and the hearing. Yeah. That's okay, I really appreciate you decided to drop in, especially that, you know, you haven't managed to see my stream, but I've seen you on Laurie's channel for quite some time, and it's good to see you, good to have you here. It's good to have people here because I wasn't sure if anyone will actually be willing to see if I stream. This is more of a test.
Ripley.
Yeah, this game is terrifying.
Wake up early?
Well, I don't really need as much sleep as the rest of you.
One thing you have to note, when I hear them talking, I recognize Samuel's voice pretty normally. He sounds normally to me. But when Amanda Ripley speaks, it sounds still a bit too high compared to what her voice is supposed to sound. So my hearing is returning slowly and not in the same level. So some sounds are not going to come back and at the same pace. How would you say, frequencies of sound? I just don't hear the same all frequencies yet, but they're slowly returning.
I was just inspecting the Torrens.
So when he's talking, I recognize it. Yeah, I do have over-ear headphones on, not the in ones, but over-ear headphones.
Yes.
They are the most comfortable for me, and they're not as intense
I've worked
as
engineering jobs on ships like
others.
this.
But yeah,
Of course.
I have a very good high-quality headset, which
She's not a seasoned traveler.
and I've adjusted the audio output on it because
Haven't
it's
seen her. I'll go check on her.
SteelSeries headset that's designed for streaming, and I can adjust all of its settings for voice, music, whatsoever, quite in detail, and it supports even Dolby 7.1 if I need to, but I've put it to stereo and I set everything to the most comfortable levels, and I've tested it before, watching other people streaming, and I've also testing the game as well, so hoping that it's going to be sufficient enough for me to survive without, you know, having my hearing bombarded with too much dreadful sounds. I'm also a bit of excited for tomorrow, because I ordered something. If you haven't been following my Twitter, This headset actually, yeah, luckily my laptop is a gaming laptop, so the sound card is quite good, and everything else is good as well. So tomorrow I'm going to receive my Weta Workshop Laura's necklace from Shadow of the Tomb Raider with the puzzle box because it was on sale, and I wanted to have it ever since it came out. So I'm super hyped because it's actually coming tomorrow. I've had a bit of issue to get it because I've ordered Weta Workshop is from New Zealand, but for Europe they are sending from their warehouse in Netherlands. And it came over to Poland, and for some reason they swapped it over to a different service, and they've lost half of my address data, which means they had the wrong apartment number, no phone number to contact me, and the courier would have no idea.
It's okay.
So it was a bit hectic because I was supposed to receive it on Friday, but I wasn't at home at that time, and I don't think they would even reach me because they would have the wrong address anyway. So yes, mother. So it was quite an adventure to actually make sure it gets to me in the first place after it arrived to Poland, but luckily my friend actually works at the courier company that's actually servicing it over here, and she managed to fix it, so it's coming tomorrow, probably in the morning. I'm super excited because I was really looking forward to get it. I always wanted to have that jade necklace. It's made out of jade, from what I believe. Looks awesome, and I just always wanted to have it ever since they've actually released it. So I was like, "Oh, I want this so bad." So yeah, I am getting the Weta Workshop Laura's necklace replica tomorrow, and I'm super excited. It's one of the not many merch things I could afford.
The Torrens is in very good order for an old M-class, Captain.
She was a wreck when I bought her. Took a few years and a lot of contracts to refit. She pays for herself now.
You said we're approaching Sevastopol Station. Are we docking?
I believe your contact is Marshal Waits, is that right? I'll hail Sevastopol and arrange boarding.
So yeah, I'm super excited. I will definitely post some pictures on my Instagram and maybe Twitter.
Connor, how we doing?
SMG loaded and calibrated. Approach vector locked.
Prep comm so I can say
I hope it comes in normal quality, didn't get damaged or anything, you know.
Does everyone have their briefing documents?
You can watch the approach on the monitors.
So it's been a hectic month really, because a month ago I actually went deaf. Literally a month ago. I woke up deaf on my left ear, and then my right ear turned off at the end of the day. Around this time actually.
Sevastopol
So,
Station.
to those who have not followed my Discord or my Twitter or have not been following my socials, yeah, I've gone deaf a month ago.
Tight angle.
Some sort of severe infection caused my ears to shut down.
I can't
Supposedly,
bring the Torrens into that.
it affected
Commercial
my
vessel Torrens out of St. Clair, registration number
micro vessels that are transporting blood.
We're carrying 3 passengers on a
You know, I'm just gonna wait until they stop talking, because it's gonna be a loud moment.
We request immediate permission
This
to transfer the
cutscene.
passengers port side over. Hello, Marshal? Marshal, this is
Oh, thanks for the
Torrens.
like
Say again?
13th. Let me know on Discord if you want to pitch in with your subscription to any particular cause. I'm still following the Nephilim Book of Names, and I still owe you the previous subscription from the previous month. So let me know, and I'll add to more subs to your own soundbite or whatever you want.
From us by then.
Safe trip.
Stand by. My contract doesn't cover bloody spacewalks. It's the only option, and it's perfectly safe if you do what I tell you.
Sure, it's safe. 100%.
Depressurizing. Fuck. Hating this. Just shadow me, Taylor. You too, Samuels.
Affirmative.
Fuck happened here? My God, Ripley. You're doing good, Tim. Just keep moving!
Taylor Ripley, hold on!
Samuels! Taylor! Respond! Anybody! Okay.
Right, so, literally exactly a month ago I went deaf, and I panicked, obviously, and then I started to go to doctors, on ERs, no less, because it was a long weekend, and there was no other way for me to seek for assistance if I didn't go to ER. And at one of the hospitals I was told I should stay in and be an observation because that requires immediate attention. So Monday the 15th I was admitted to a hospital for 5 days for observation, and that was a very hectic time. Fast forward a month later, I'm actually able to hear things. I can hear that, by the way. I could hear things turning on and the ambience. It is muffled, I have to admit. Oh, there is some scrap. Nice. So got nothing. Yes, please. Let's see, I mean, I should probably be even more thorough in my exploration because this game on this mode is giving you even less. Ugh. That is a very good question, Becky. To be honest, it is not known because it really depends on the severity of the infection and how long individually because the thing is, the infection itself was not the cause for deafness because infection infects your bloodstream and stuff, but it actually affected my blood vessels, the micro blood vessels that are providing blood to my ears and my the particular parts of the ears, and they got either clogged or narrowed down, eventually causing my ears to receive insufficient oxygen and stuff. So that kind of like caused likely some damage in my ears, so it really depends on my ability to regenerate and also how the medication affects me. I'm also going an oxygen treatment which is being provided in a hyperbaric chamber. It's something that was originally invented to heal oh god. So much scares. It's supposed to heal divers who have actually suffered decompression sickness when they actually got out of you know, diving and it was not successful. But also it seems the oxygen provided through that therapy is also stimulating tissue regeneration. So people with severe burns, severe wounds, or extensive large wounds will also undergo similar treatment. You just breathe a highly concentrated oxygen in an artificially created atmosphere that is like 5 atmospheres, like 5 times more pressured, I think that's how it's called. So basically it just provides high concentration of oxygen through your bloodstream, and it's supposed to allow your blood to carry that. These conditions combined together are supposed to allow your bloodstream to carry a high concentration of oxygen, which in return is supposed to stimulate your tissue regeneration, etc., and the blood flow. It's also supposed to stimulate the micro blood vessels that are in the brain and in your head, to actually, regenerate as well. So this is a very good question, whether it will come back fully. I think every case is different, and it depends on the state of your body, how your body works, how it regenerates in general. Your age is probably a factor as well. Oh, you and me both. I wish I could hear my dog's paws on the floor in my bedroom. I still don't hear him walking in or out, so it's really weird. Currently I'm more or less able to hear most of the things, except for stuff that is high-pitched. I don't hear S's and other sounds which are very similar. It's a big trial and error what I'm hearing and what I'm not hearing, and sometimes I find myself in a surprise that I actually don't hear things which I could never even realize I will never hear again. I still can't listen to music too well because it's, depending on the instruments, it sounds very hectic and very weird. Shut up. But yeah, more or less I'm in the mend because I'm starting to hear things I could not hear a month ago. So that is a good thing, at least in my opinion. I think I'm still going to have the hyperbaric oxygen therapy thingamajig extended because I'm supposed to finish on Saturday, but I can still not properly hear, so I think it's going to be required to be extended for at least a week or 2. By the way, there is no map in this level, so good luck with that. You are getting terminals which update your map. I think they should be turned off. But that's just my opinion. I'm going to speedrun this part because nothing happens here and there is nothing that can kill you at this stage. So it really doesn't matter. Yeah, but thanks, Becky. I really have my fingers... everyone around me has their fingers crossed that I'd be able to hear again, because I couldn't listen to music, I couldn't watch TV shows, or anything for that matter. It's been literally a month since I last saw a TV show, or I don't know, an episode of Friends, or a film, or anything, or listened to music. I'm actually going in the nightmare mode, which is the hardest, the toughest difficulty in the game. I did it deliberately for fun, because this level of difficulty is extremely hard. It isn't much different from hard, except that the alien is extremely sensitive to sounds. But what is different is, I actually passed Nightmare Mode once. I've actually passed the entire game on Nightmare Mode, and that was on stream, but that was before I've actually been saving my VODs. So it's not on YouTube. I have my YouTube channel, which you can scroll down to. It's in my About section. With most of my previous series, games that I've played. So if you want to see my previous stuff, including Tomb Raider and other things, welcome to see it. But yeah, I was fairly at the beginning of my streaming, and I basically just didn't save it because I still didn't have my YouTube channel set up, and I didn't know how. I was still at the very beginning, but I passed it on Nightmare mode once, and I promised myself I won't do that. Then fast forward a year later, I am doing it. But I'm doing it for fun. I just want to test my hearing, and this game is, as Nevbite said, it's a good way to test your hearing because you need to rely on it very much. I have deliberately shut off the music because, for once, it bugs out sometimes, but also I don't need more distraction than I already have in sound department. I think I should be able to recognize the sounds of the alien. Oh, I can actually make a med kit. Wow! I can actually craft a med kit. Did I actually craft it? Insufficient scrap. Oh my god, I've got all the components. I don't have enough scrap. That's the first time I've actually received this message that you can actually have insufficient scrap amount to craft something when you have all the components in place. That is oof.
What happened here?
Thank goodness I don't rely too much on my items because I tend to not. I mean, I craft stuff and I collect stuff on my normal playthroughs. I just don't really care for it. I just don't use anything too much. Saeta de Fuego, thank you for the follow. I'm sorry I don't get notifications, but I do notice things. It's my deaf attempt. I mean, I'm not deaf right now. I'm half deaf, so to speak. I do hear some stuff. You still trying that Polish, don't you? No worries. I really appreciate that. I'm good. I mean, it's been a hectic day. I'm not gonna lie. I just found out that my dog has. Yeah, relying on sneaking, you don't have to really worry in this game too much. Sometimes if I just didn't want to wait around and I wanted to speed things up, I just throw an occasional flare or something, but I usually try just to sneak around, including the alien. I've also noticed that the more you interact with it by throwing things, noisemakers, flashbangs, or whatever, the more it becomes agitated and it starts to follow you and it's more desperate to capture you. So it's better, in my opinion, to avoid using too much stuff because the alien just gets annoyed and it is trying harder and harder to find you. Oh, that's a weird shadow effect. Yeah, I'm good. I had my therapy today. I was at the vet with my dog. Well, your greeting was fine. Your greeting was perfectly flawless. Oh yeah, initially the first time around when you play this is definitely scary. But yeah, for now, for me, I know what to expect this game. I've played it so many times since it came out. I can no longer be surprised by the scripted elements of it. But then there's the alien when it acts on its own. It's not scripted and it's terrifying. That scares the shit out of me. And the androids, yeah, those fuckers can fuck themselves. And you know what? The second part of the game gets really fucking hard when you're playing on the nightmare mode, and I will tell you why. Because you have very little to none resources. You have no map. They did the VR for PC. If you have the Steam VR setup or anything VR on PC, the game is compatible with that. I've seen people play it on Steam with VR. I don't know about PlayStation VR, but I don't have it, so I wouldn't know. I've never actually played anything in VR because I don't think it's there yet to actually play it that much, so it's just a nuisance to me. I don't think it's been adjusted and developed to a level when it can actually be relied on. But I haven't played anything on it, so I can't say for sure. But yeah, this game has been played on VR many times. I've seen it. Oh, I've got scrap. Oh, now I can craft it. Okay. Good. Can you believe the game gives you so little resources? You got PSVR. You know, I don't think PSVR has been made compatible, but I know the Steam version, the PC version, actually has it. I'm actually playing the PC version, but I don't have any VR stuff, so I really don't know. I mean, I have a sound alert that's just perfect for this stream.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Isn't it perfect? I totally forgot about that sound alert. I hope you heard it. So I'm gonna save. Yeah, I've heard about the PSVR 2. I don't know if, you know, this game is quite old, so I don't think it's ever gonna get anything. But you never know. Oh, I also have another one that is kind of fitting. If Amanda doesn't do something I want her to do, I can say,
"You stupid woman!"
You know. So that is an option. I don't have any other alien stuff. I have Star Trek sounds, like alerts or...
I am the Borg.
Stuff like that.
We are the Borg.
But that's not very alien, is it? Not really. No. Let me see if I'm missing something. There's... when you play on the nightmare mode, I'll tell you what it differs. You have no map. Never have any map. That's one thing that's always annoying people. When you get the motion tracker, it's very unreliable. It half the time it doesn't work properly. It tells you stuff that's on the wrong side, or it will alert you about something that's in front of you, but it's going to show it's behind you, and the screen is flickering. But what's the most biggest challenge in the game on the nightmare mode is actually the level of stuff you get. You get so little components that you literally have to choose whether you want to make a medipack or a tool. Literally, you will get... I mean, I could craft my first noisemaker around half of the game. And at that point I wasn't sure if I really want to use it, if I really am going to use it, because yeah, the game isn't really helping you with that. So yeah, I think I went for Molotov because it's like it's kind of a substitute for the flamethrower, and I have to say the flamethrower is eating for the fuel like there's no tomorrow. You can really lose your fuel quite quickly, and then you're out, and then you're dead. So I have been I have not been using that too much. I mean that is for everything. Humans can one-shot you, so the damage you get is extensive. It's massive. Like if you see a human with a gun, then you're dead because they will shoot you once and you're dead.
This whole damn place is falling apart.
Yeah, you said it, Ripley. So the game is really tough in the resource management, and it becomes a really resource management simulator more than anything. It's more of a survival because of the resources you get rather than the alien itself. Because honestly, the second half of the game, when you have to deal more with the androids than the aliens, that becomes a challenge because you don't have EMP bombs. You maybe have 1, 2, and there's a lot more androids. That's another thing. So you're screwed basically. You start the game and you're fucked at the very beginning of the game. So if anyone asks me, it's an asshole mode more than nightmare mode, but that's me. That doesn't do anything to me. I'm not scared of that. I don't know. I think it should be a challenge mode, or I mean, I personally would call it asshole mode. I keep saying it should be called asshole mode, or dick mode. You know, because the game, it's literally kick in the nuts, spit on your neck, fun. Because the game is challenging because it just takes everything away from you. So yeah. What am I going to name my alien? I usually call my alien Josephine because I don't know. I just find that name funny for the xenomorph. I'm not sure if it's gender appropriate because I don't think it's been ever determined whether the drones, which are the ones that are roaming the station and killing people, are actually male or female. Assholes. Yeah, you do hate it, don't you?
That's gotta be the exit up ahead.
So at this point there is no alien here, so I can run around, but this is the only time you'll see me run around in this mode. He called you Alejandro, so I could call Lady Gaga, so stop, please, just let me go. Alejandro. Oh, that's a good one. A very good one, Nev. That's a very good one. Very good one. I like that. I really like that. Alejandro. Oh, that's a very good one. I would have never come up with that. But then again, Josephine is a usual name I choose. But yeah, Alejandro is another one that is a good one. Yep, I like that. I like the idea. I like the line of thinking, and I do like the song. I hope I'll be able to listen to it one day. Because right now, the earlier like Lady Gaga's music is something I can't even attempt to hear. Now there's usually a cat sound, but I didn't hear it. So that shows how my hearing is impaired. If there's a cat sound, if you heard it, I didn't. I know it's there because I played the game enough times to know, but heck if I know if it came out. Well, that's the thing, it sometimes doesn't trigger, and I don't know what causes it. Whether I've actually missed a trigger for the cat. Yeah, you and me both, Nev. I'm really hopeful that I will come back to normal and I will have the same level of hearing as I used to. Because believe you me, being a month without access to music or watching TV shows, my favorite ones. Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah, you think you're safe in event, and then the game brutally takes that mistake, proves that to be a mistake. Yeah, I know that. Oh yeah, I am definitely improving because I am playing this and I can hear the game. A month ago, literally, I could have not hear a thing here. I would not hear a thing. I would not hear myself clapping in front of my face or in front of my ears. If you flip your fingers in front of my face, I wouldn't hear that either. I couldn't hear people talking to me. I couldn't hear my own voice coming out of me. It was like someone cut the wire that leads between my ears and my brain. Like there was no sound coming to my brain, I think. That always happens at a different time, so that's an asshole thing as well. Relief for me as well. I was really terrified at first, and you know what? I still remember the feeling when I was at the ER, when I was trying to seek for help on the weekend, on the 13th and the 14th. And I was literally like, how am I gonna even talk to a doctor? I mean, they say knock and wait for... The whole game is asshole. Yeah, that's true. I was literally at the point where I was, how am I gonna even talk to a doctor? I can speak, but do I say things correctly? I don't know. And I can't hear them reply to me. There was a sign on the door saying knock and wait to be invited in. And I was like, how am I supposed to hear that if I can't hear my fucking self knocking? Not to mention anyone talk to me. Oh yeah, I mean, I always had respect for people who were either blind or are deaf and have no access to the basic senses. Like, I could live without this ability to smell, because that's not as... I mean, yeah, I would have been sad that I can't smell my favorite things. Like, I don't know, the perfume of my boyfriend, but I could live without that as long as I can hear him and see him. But if when I lost the ability to hear, and I couldn't hear his voice when he talked to me, and that's not even on the phone, like, he literally stood in front of me and talked to me, and I couldn't hear a fucking thing. I was terrified beyond, like, I was scared shitless. I was scared it's gonna stay that way, and I'm never gonna get it back. Because at first nothing changed. I mean, when I was at the hospital, when they admitted me for observation and for treatment, the first few days I couldn't hear. I mean, yeah, they started giving me medication and I underwent some tests, but they had to literally yell at me for me to actually hear anything. And I'm talking yell at me like directly screaming to my ear for me to actually hear a thing. And at first I didn't even notice that there was improvement, but after 5 days in observation at the hospital, I started to see that I'm noticing sounds that I don't know, at first most of the sounds were just noise, there was just buzzing. And when people talked, I still couldn't understand their speech, couldn't recognize the stuff that they said. So that was really terrifying. It was really scary. I was afraid that I'm not gonna be able to hear a thing at all. I couldn't hear my own fucking footsteps. It was just like, Jesus. Oh yeah, that's an automated thing. When you lose your hearing, your sight and your sense of smell is going to increase. So yeah, there is a rule, and that's our body responding to the situation. So yeah, that's definitely a thing that our bodies are adjusting to the fact that we lose an ability that we relied on for our entire life. But you know, I'm 35, and losing my ability to hear when I've already got so used to the ability to hear, and I relied on hearing really, really well, to a point when I just, you know, I could hear a leaf falling down, or a branch being broken under someone's feet, and I could literally know where it's coming from and how close it is. So I've lost quite a lot, and I love music, and I love listening to music just out of random out of random thought. It's just like, oh, let's listen to an album that I loved, or like listen to that one song that I absolutely adore, and I couldn't, I still can't really, because when I try to listen to music right now, it's still buzzing, and it's still a lot of noise that I can't recognize, because depending on the frequency, it just doesn't get to my brain. Like, male voices are easier for me to recognize because they're lower pitched, and higher pitched voices will be distorted. They will sound more helium-ish. But of course it depends whether a woman's voice is high pitched or not. That really depends. But the initial week was just, I was scared shitless. I had to look at humans' faces. And no, in the hospital case, you know, during COVID, which is still a thing, people are wearing masks all the time around you, so I couldn't even read the lips. Your voice is quite high pitched. Oh, don't worry about that. I mean, I can hear high-pitched voices, I just hear them distorted. They're even higher pitched than they're supposed to. Because I know certain voices, like, I don't know, I know certain female streamers that I watch. And I hear them, and I know them normally, because I still remember how they're supposed to sound. And they sound really weird to me. They don't sound the way they're supposed to. But that doesn't happen for... It used to happen for everyone. At the very beginning, I went to anyone's stream and I couldn't recognize their voice. I could recognize their inflection, their speed of talking, their the way they're pronouncing certain things. That I couldn't recognize their voices. And that was really confusing because I can see that I'm on the right stream. I can see the face and I don't recognize the voice. It's really confusing. It's really terrible to experience. I would never recommend it to anyone. And I still run into that. Twitch just closed itself on your phone? Oh, bastard. Rude. Yeah, I know. This has fallen. That's rude for the app to close on itself. Well, now I can hear my dog shake when he's, you know, shaking things off, but I couldn't hear that either. Now I can actually fairly hear more things, like him munching on things or licking his muzzle when he's eating something. But I can hear that a week or two ago, so the therapy is definitely improving my hearing.
He's got you all into a lot of trouble. Someone's gonna be accountable.
Yeah,
Make damn sure.
I'm extremely grateful that I actually got to the therapy so quickly.
Tough guy, huh? Turner,
Your dog makes grunting noises at you. I'd missed that. Yeah. I mean, my dog is fairly silent. It's just the fact that I can't hear him walk in. He just walked out and walked into my room, and I wouldn't hear that even if I was just at the door or he was beside me. I still don't hear him properly. I can hear him pouting. I can hear him sniff at my face when it's directly at me. You know, when his nose is directly at me. But it's still very far away from actually being able to hear his walk. You know, I can't hear his nails on the floor, and he is a big dog and he has big nails, so you should hear him. But I couldn't. And I still can't, which is very confusing and annoying. But I do hope that I'll get to a point when I actually hear it. You know, the first sign that I actually recognize that my hearing is coming back is when I was going to a test. I was still at the hospital, but that was fairly few days. No, I don't think he notices that something is different, really. I mean, I don't think. I keep telling him, sorry, darling, I can't hear you properly, but I don't think he understands that much. But yeah, he doesn't relate on making sounds to which I react, so I don't think that would have changed a lot. So I was saying, the first sign that I'm noticing an improvement, that was still at the hospital, so I was a few days in. It was a day or two before I was supposed to be signed out. I came out on Saturday, that was Thursday, I think. And I noticed that I was going the same route onto another examination. Into a different building, and I was just following the doctor, and I knew the way, and I knew that I'm just gonna have to walk the same road, which was going on the stairs, down, walk around the open area, going a few stairs up, and I could actually start hearing my flip-flops on the floor, which I wasn't able to hear for the past around 6 days. So I noticed that it is starting to come back to me, so there was still hope. But it was still returning at such a slow pace. I just couldn't believe how can you lose your hearing like that? And when they told me what's the mechanism likely behind it, because obviously they couldn't tell 100%, but when they told me what's the mechanism behind the fact that I've lost my hearing, I was terrified. And I'm really glad that it actually is somewhat reversible. I don't know to which stage, to which level, but I know it's reversible because I'm starting to hear it.
Stay still.
Stay still.
Okay.
Now, turn around.
You see, his voice is kind of highly pitched. So when he's talking, it doesn't sound the way it's supposed to.
Where'd you come from? Ripley.
Off station. A ship.
There's no ships here.
There are now.
Well, that's good news. Because things are not so good here. Something blew just now. Rocked this whole place.
I saw it.
But lady, that's the least of our problems.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. Something's on this station. Something you wouldn't believe.
Like what?
A killer. You get it?
Okay. Okay. What's your name?
Oh, hi, just chilling.
Axel.
Been lurking.
I was boarding with 2 colleagues. EVA. We
Loving
got
my
separated
stories?
by the
Which
blast.
ones?
Can you help me find them?
The stuff I'm talking about.
Because you seem to know your way around.
I mean, why? What's in it
Really
for me?
appreciate the kind words.
A place on the ship.
How do I know I can trust you?
I need to find comms. I need to contact my ship.
This is your lucky day.
Oh, it's everything but a lucky day.
Let's go, sweetheart. Seegson Comms is in the Systex Spire. It's quite a distance, but we can get to transit through the freight area. But watch yourself. We can get into all sorts of trouble there, okay?
I hope you've been good. I see you've been on the Amsterdam. At the TwitchCon. I really appreciate you coming in, Becky, and yeah, it's been a pleasure to talk to you as well, as always. Whether we meet over here or if we meet at Laurie Stream, it's always a pleasure.
Inquisitive type, eh?
Yeah, definitely. Hope to see you soon. Great, there's nothing.
Stick close to me.
What?
Hey, don't move.
Okay. We're not looking for trouble. Who are you?
I'm John. This is Ringo. We've just
Take
met
care,
souls.
Becky, and
We
it's
haven't
been
got
lovely
time for this.
having
Come on,
you.
Jenna.
We're trying to get to comms. Can you help us?
We don't need their help.
Don't tell them anything. Look, I've got the elevator working. Jana, let's go, okay?
Jana?
I'm sorry. Good luck.
Jana? Hope you're doing good, just chilling. I'm doing my half-deaf stream right now.
Safer that way.
I'm not sure if you at any point follow my social media, but the latest news is that a month ago I lost my hearing due to a severe infection that actually cut off the blood flow to my ears, which, well, kind of damaged them to some level. So I went deaf a month ago. But I'm not longer deaf. It's slowly coming back to me. It's just the fact that the tissue and blood vessels regeneration takes time, and I'm undergoing a particular therapy in a hyperbaric chamber with oxygen, highly concentrated oxygen. So yeah, let's just say I think I've restored, like, I don't know, 50% of my hearing from what it was. And that was around 80% of what I've lost, so it's slowly coming back to me. There are certain sounds I still don't hear because they're on the frequencies that my ears are not picking up yet, but hoping that it gets back to normal at some point.
Well, what are you waiting for? Hit the button.
I hit the button, you Scottish baldy.
Keep the noise down here. There might be people around.
I'd appreciate appreciate it if you told me what the hell was going on. Right now.
Listen, darling. When we get to the ship, we can kick back, braid each other's hair, and chat all you want.
Yeah, when we get to my ship. I need to know what's going on. Right fucking now.
Fine. Like I said, there's a killer.
A killer? What does that even mean?
I ain't seen it, but it's here. Picking us off one by one.
What are you saying?
No, I'm afraid not. Nothing bit me, and I was not exposed to any chemicals that would induce any superpowers. My only superpower is that I have an amazing boyfriend, I guess, who helped me to go through all this, and he became my hero and my champion, and I could not make it without him. I honestly, I'm so grateful that I had him doing this. And I know him for a very brief time, honestly. It's just been a few months, but he has shown enormous support. Normally, people just walk right out of the door. But he actually stayed. He actually offered help to an extent that he actually, when I was admitted to the hospital, he went with me. He took me there. He went with me. He went in. He talked instead of me because I couldn't hear people asking questions, and so he asked those questions to me on Messenger on my phone.
There's no way off. At least we're safe down here. For how long?
And
Come for us. Then we
he literally just, you know, made sure I'm admitted properly. He actually allowed me to add him, put him in as a emergency contact for the hospital if something happened. He had to lie that he's my cousin, but whatever. We don't look like cousins, by the way. But yeah, he took care of my dog for the 5 days I was in the hospital. He came around his own stuff that he's doing, and he came around my apartment 3 times a day, walking my dog, feeding him twice a day, keeping him company, and then he still took care of his own dogs. He went around the hospital to bring me stuff I needed whenever I needed it.
It's called surviving.
I am amazed to the extent of effort he went through to actually support me when he did, and I'm eternally grateful. Because I know that I have a lot of friends that would probably offer some help, but they would not go to this far
My butler's on holiday. Grab what you need.
as the way he did, and it's been an amazing month, honestly, because he has shown that I can really count on him when I need him. That was incredible. So he is my superpower, really.
Make sure you're stocked up on batteries.
We've grown even closer than we were in the past month. He has been an amazing support. And we've been supporting each other for like past few months since we met each other. So yeah, that's at least one good thing out of all of this. But yeah, it's been a weird, hectic month. I have been off work for a month now. I had an infection which had me feverish.
What now? I'll watch the vent. There's another vent right here somewhere.
I was feverish for like 3 days. I was very weak. It felt like COVID, but it wasn't, because I had been tested and it had nothing to do with COVID. So it was weird. It's not a random question, honestly. It's a very valid question to my current state. Sorry. I have a cough that reactivates around this time of year. I think it's because I had COVID a year and a half ago, and ever since I always have a cough around this time of year when it's getting more humid. It is from an infection, yes. I had a severe infection that lasted for 3 days, more or less, and it caused me to go deaf, literally. It caused me to go deaf, because from what the doctors told me,
Axel, is this it?
either narrowed down or clogged those micro vessels that are in the brain, that are in your head, that are transporting blood to your particular pieces, like your ears. So yeah, it basically damaged my ears. It didn't go stereo, so it started with the left ear in the morning on the 12th of August, and then it just literally just went to my right ear at the end of the day. So I was deaf by the end of the day, completely. I couldn't have stereo sounds, no sounds whatsoever. So that was no fun.
That's the way everyone travels around here.
And because it was a long weekend where everything was off, I had to go to ER. On Saturday, they gave me an antibiotic, hoping that that's actually going to, you know, alleviate the case, because they thought there might have been a clogging in the ears themselves, and it has nothing to do with lack of blood flow or something. But when it didn't help the next day, and I took 3 doses of the antibiotic, so it should have started to make a difference, and it didn't. And to add to that, I have to point out that I had an intense ringing in my ears.
Get that flashlight off.
Shut up. So I had an intense ringing, which prevented me from sleeping for the first few days. I couldn't properly sleep because I kept hearing wooing, whistling, buzzing, ringing, you name it. Tons of sounds that went through my ears, but those were the only things I could hear. I can still hear ringing, especially in my right ear, but it's nowhere near what I had on the first few days. It was dreadful. I couldn't fall asleep, I couldn't focus, I couldn't do anything productive because it was just really just distracting. It really flooded my brain. I would not recommend to a friend, really. Oh, I'm so tempted to activate this flare.
What's the emergency?
Someone else has been here. Everyone, stay alert. Keep your guns tight. Shoot anyone you
So,
don't know.
definitely was fun.
Check our stock.
They're armed. Too many of them to take on.
Take on?
We still got to get through there. The door at the end.
How?
Let's try a distraction. The generator. If that went down, they'd have to check it out.
His voice is so weird.
You'll make less noise.
Great.
I remember his voice
Which one of you checked our
because I
supply
played the
box?
game.
I did. What's up?
Like these guys that are talking right now, their voices sound normal, but because Axel's voice is a bit highly pitched, it has a weird tone that I don't recognize it.
He's been with me the whole time.
So freaking weird. But it's better than not hearing it at all, so I'm still glad I can still hear it.
This is no good. We're supposed to be secure down here.
Damn it. What about the lock Joe rigged up? I've just come from there.
Another thing that was a limitation, I had to turn off the sounds on my phone because I couldn't hear the notifications or the alarm in the morning. I could not hear a thing.
It just turned itself off?
So I started relying on my watch. Literally just a vibration from my watch was the only thing that notified me that there are messages or alarms coming in or whatever. So that was fun.
Doesn't seem to be broken.
How would you know, Einstein?
If the generator had blown, there'd be smoke.
Nice work, Ripley.
Jesus, don't push me, you rude bastard.
Follow me. Let's keep it down. They're still close by.
Well, I'm hoping that it's going to improve to a point where I'm actually back to normal. God, I still don't know what was this infection. I don't have a clue what it was, but it was dreadful. It was absolutely terrible. Oh, the last month was a weird period of my life. But you know, I guess it was an informative time, and I don't regret that it happened because I could see. Well, I had my watch for like few months, and I got used to it, you know. But
I'm not even supposed to be
The thing is, it's the only thing that's gonna wake me up when you don't hear the ringing of your phone. How else are you gonna wake yourself up at a particular time when you need to? So I started to rely on it, and then when I get a message, when I get a text, or a messenger notification, my phone is vibrating. But when I'm walking my dog, I don't feel the vibration in my pocket, so I would not hear it either. So I had to do something.
The assholes have cut us off.
Yeah, I would have. I mean, yeah. You know what? I really no longer believe in accidents or things that just happen without a reason. Because honestly, a month ago, I was so drained of my work to a point when I was really thinking I should fucking quit. Even though I'm not in a position to quit, you know. I felt trapped in that job. And now, I've been a month off, I could distance myself from it. I have a different perspective on things. Sadly, I'm getting less money because on the sick leave, but what you think? Yeah, I used to think that things just happen and that they have no reason or anything like it. I just don't.
Okay.
I'm not saying that there's a destiny or a god that's laying things up in front of us or anything, but I just felt so drained and I just didn't want to come back to work after the sick leave that I had for the infection, because the infection has come and gone. On Thursday I felt absolutely normal. It was a Friday next day when I was already no longer feverish and I felt fine, when I've lost my hearing on both sides. Axel, you murderous son of a bitch.
The others are on their way. We need to go now.
Hey, you bastard!
Yeah, we definitely need to go.
Move it!
Shoot him!
Don't shoot him.
They killed him.
Of course we did. I mean, he did. The Baldy did.
You killed that guy!
Because he was going to kill me, you saved my life. This is about survival.
This is about survival. He's such a cliche character. I just laugh every time when he's trying to manifest how much about survival this is, and he grabs it by the arms and just, such a cliche. It's a good thing he dies. Bye, Axel. It's been lovely knowing you. Not really, but, you know. This is a dying moment. You don't have to be rude to him, do you? So, depending on the difficulty, if you want hard or medium, you can easily die here, but I'm not sure how this is working on the nightmare mode. I'm just gonna sit here and pretend I don't exist. So this is fairly scripted, but I've seen people die here because they were running around and causing a lot of noise for the alien to come out. So you can die here. People thought that it's just making noises in the vents and that's it, but you can actually die here because you're running, you're hitting things with a hammer tool. You can easily die here. It's quite possible. Shut up, alien. No one's afraid of you. I mean, I respect you, but I'm not afraid of you. Let's sit at that. This part is scripted. That sound means that it came out of a vent. That was deliberate. It's supposed to scare you, but you're not sure what that sound means yet. So just supposed to scare you without actually making you realize what is going on, which is an interesting take onto it. Yeah, I know the game quite fairly, so Yeah. It does not have a lot of secrets. Respected fear. I have a respect for it. Yeah, I know what it can do, and I respect that.
Station serving Seegson Communication Technologies, Tech Support Services, and Gemini Exoplanet Solutions.
I love the reflections on the floors. They really look nice. I mean, to be fair, this is a 2014 game. I've seen games that came out after and they've aged terribly. This game is really something. It doesn't have amazing technology behind it, but because the way it was designed, the way it looks, it's a pleasure. It's a real pleasure to play. Oh wait, there was another thing on the other side, was it? Yeah, there's a body on the other side. I want to check it out because it might... You know, that's the thing. The Nightmare mode, which I'm playing, which is the highest difficulty of this game. And I've seen people play this Nightmare mode with mods, like increase the number of aliens that are chasing you, or randomizers. That's beyond insane for me, but... The one difficulty of this game is that it just does not give you a lot of resources when you're in the Nightmare mode. Like, on hard, you still get fairly a lot of stuff. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I can't build this, oh, I can't build that, I don't have a med pack. This one is really making you choose, because you will have not enough resources to build every single tool. You have to decide what you want to build. Oh, see, he has stuff. But most of the lockers, most of the boxes you find, they will be empty. So that is a real asshole mode. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see a working Joe with that folded neck on his, well, neck skin, standing above you when you're having a dinner, but that's just me. Maybe I'm weird. Maybe I'm discriminating synthetics. Might be. But I just hate those fuckers. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, shit. Okay, so we've saved, so we're safe. We are saved. So we can actually go further. We can go forward. I don't know if you've played Alien Isolation, just chilling, but goodness me, is this game amazing. It's one of my favourites, really. I do love Tomb Raider still. I love Assassin's Creed, older games, but yeah, this one... Loving The Last of Us. I wish I had a PS5 so I could actually... Safety, yeah, safety first. Shut up. Oh wait, there's actually...
Stay back! Shit!
Jesus, she has an itchy trigger finger.
Someone's here!
Snitches get stitches, you stupid cunt. How dare you rat me out. You see, normally there is a resource in this tunnel, but it's not now. You see, there's a huge difference between normal or hard mode and this difficulty, which is a real pain in the ass. Oh, I thought I saw something flashing. Okay, so she went up there and over there to find her friends and tell them on me that I'm here. But before they come back, I'm absolutely free to roam about because the trigger for them to return does not activate until I'm actually over there where she was, and I pick up the tool she was trying to use.
Listen to me very carefully. I want you to leave work now. Collect Claire, pick up the cat, and head home. We need to find someplace safe till Seegson's send a ship.
Can you believe down?
I can't remember his name. The one in the dirty baseball cap, weird smell. He had something in his coat. think it was a gun. He just looked right through me.
Nope.
Don't talk to anyone. Don't tell them where you're going. I'll meet you as soon as I can.
Yeah, whatever. Now let's see if there aren't any resources on the tables, because they usually are, like this, sensor. You know, I'm really glad that I've streamed today. I wasn't sure whether that's a good idea, but I'm actually glad I came around. Oh my goodness, what efficient and savory! Welcome in, unsavory little runt. It's lovely to see you, and I really appreciate the biddies. How are you, lovely? How are you doing? As you can see, I'm actually doing the streaming with well, part of my hearing restored. And I'm playing the game in the hardest difficulty, which relies on the ability to hear. Don't you find that fancy? Well, I kind of went crazy because I missed streaming. I've been on people's streams whole week, and I was like, oh my god, I miss streaming. I miss playing games for people and with people. So I told myself today, fuck it, I'm streaming. I might be playing a game which I will be dying constantly, but I will be streaming because I freaking miss it. I was just saying, I don't regret it. I'm actually quite happy. Sorry that there are no alerts, but I'm having some issues with OBS. I think I might need to like install a new version or something. It has been acting about, so apologies if I'm not having my usually overlays and stuff, and some of the alerts are gone, but yeah, it is what it is. Oh, that's lovely to read, Unsavory. I really appreciate it. I missed streaming. I missed you guys. It's been a hectic month, really. It's been a very weird month, I have to admit. That if someone told me, I mean, this year has been hectic. Like, I have a war just abroad, just beyond my borders, with Russia no less. I mean, caused by Russia, but you know what I mean. My dad passed away this year. I've gone deaf. I've actually my dog has actually been diagnosed with hyperthyroid kind of thing, disease thingamajig, so he's going to be on medication until the end of his days, which is trying to compensate his inability to generate thyroid hormones. So they affect his metabolism, but also other things. I'm hoping that he'll be back on his feet and normal soon, hopefully. Yeah, he's been really acting weirdly for the past few days. Started on Saturday, really, when I noticed that he's been very unsettled. Sorry about the cough. He's been very unsettled. He couldn't find himself a place to sleep. At night, he was moving about, panting. Generally, he felt distressed. It might have looked like he's been in pain, so initially we thought, oh, maybe he has issues with his joints or his bones. You know, he's almost 11 years old, so that might be the case. But when it didn't change anything, and it wasn't because he had, like, I don't know, diarrhea or anything like it, we decided on Saturday to take a full blood test with a geriatric profiling, so, you know, for typical older dogs. Jesus, what the fuck was that? Oh my god, that stupid camera. Can you believe what sound do I hear when this camera is moving? When I said that high-pitched noises and voices sound even worse for me than they would normally do, what I mean is, you know how the alien face huggers sound? It's that squee little sound of a little piglet being chased with a knife or something like it when it runs towards you. This sound sounds exactly like it. I don't hear the machine little engine moving this camera about. It sounds like the face hugger doing this squee little sound when it's found you, when it's running towards you to bite you. Oh my goodness. Terrible. Interesting. Goodbye. I love when people who you don't know send you a random message about crypto. Lovely. Just got one. How have you been, Unsavory? I've seen you been traveling. I love the stuff that you post on your Instagram.
Just need to find a new data set.
I throw a flare because it attracts them over there. I know it's a waste of flare to some people, but I have no other items that can distract them, really. I'm really hoping not to die here. Fuck off! Fuck, run, open the fucking door! Close the fucking door! Oh, that was a close one. That was a fucking close one. I got hit. I got hit by that stupid bastard. I don't know to which level I have healed myself, but I already had some damage taken from the fall of the initial part of the game.
I'm not going down there. No way.
So, yeah, I'm glad that I actually did that because I don't know. It might have been a very critical stage of my health, and I would rather take it than die at the next shot or damage opportunity. Ooh, that was a tough one. That was a tough one. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, I would like to thank you, Unsavory, for the ideas for locations. Think we might be looking into some of the West Coast areas like Ayr and vicinity, because they seem to be the most promising when it comes to accommodation and work opportunities, because it's close to Glasgow. I don't even know which time frame we're talking about, but you know. Oh, good. We have a gun. To those who don't know what I'm talking about, I am considering. We are considering, with my absolute champion of a boyfriend, to move to Scotland. I know England is in state of chaos, not only because, you know, they lost the beloved Queen, to some, beloved to some, not really. But that's beside the point. Reason why I'm saying this is I do realise that in many ways it's a hectic period for time for Scotland, but comparing it to the situation here in Poland, it's still a living paradise, even though the house rent or flat rent prices are going high. They are going high here as well. I have a mortgage which is probably going to increase in the next month or two to a level which is going to become an issue, so I'd rather sell my apartment, pay off the mortgage and keep the rest and start anew, you know, with a backup money. But those are just plans which might not even get realized. It really depends on many factors. It's just a thing we've been thinking about. I know Scotland is my boyfriend's place on earth. I wouldn't mind living there myself either, because I really love Scottish people. I love the landscape. The areas are just beautiful. I know, darling. I know. You're feeling poorly. I know. Sorry, my papa just came up to me. He is starting to feel the thing that is been tormenting him for the last... Ooh, flashbang, good. Great, an empty body. I mean, what? Empty body? Wait.
Oh God. The flight recorder.
I'm actually glad I decided to stream today. It's a really, what would you say? I missed it. Not gonna lie, I missed it. So I'm really glad I decided to come back for just even this short stream. I don't know, I'm not gonna be up for long.
Security lockdown initiated.
But I'm glad I'm up. Alrighty then.
One working access tuner. Let's try this thing out.
Alright, there we go. Well, that was fast. But then again, the difficulty does not affect the speed in which those things can be deciphered, so it doesn't really matter.
Message from Marshal Waits. This is Chief Porter in tech support. Look, there's nothing on this flight recorder, Waits. We've broken God knows how many corporate confidentiality agreements and come up with zip. Nothing except the Weyland-Yutani logo and an empty readout. Now these things are built to last. So either someone on board the Nostromo asked its mother core to wipe it clean, or somehow the data's been corrupted before it got here. Care to fill me in on why this was a priority job?
Because someone was greedy and wanted money.
Give me a break.
Oh yeah, that thing. Jesus, so many alarms. There we go. That was nice and easy. I do like this deciphering minigame. I think it's funny and adorable. Nothing interesting to do here. Nothing to pick up. Yeah, Nightmare mode is an asshole mode with very little resources. I keep saying it should be renamed to asshole mode because that's what it is. It really kicks you in the nuts and spits on your neck throughout most of the game. Here we go. Are you ready, guys, to meet Josephine? Because she's about to make an appearance tonight for the first time in full glory. Here we go, Josephine is coming. Whoopsie poopsie. Okay. Well, whoever turned off the alert wasn't me. But that's good because those alerts were really loud. Oof. I won't be up for long. I don't want to overextend, exert my hearing. I'm glad I'm hearing the game enough to actually play it. Even though the alien is not about yet, I mean it's about to be, but the hardest part is actually just about to start. But I just wanted to see if I can actually reliably play a game, because if that's possible I might actually get back to streaming tier leagues, because I wanted to finish with Sabato's tier league, tier 1 to be precise, and then play other stuff, because there's been a lot of stuff coming out lately, and I do want to play some tier league. And maybe some tier 3, I wanted to get back to playing a little bit of tier 3 as well. So fun times ahead, if possible. No! Oh, bloody idiot woman. There we go, that's what I wanted. Ooh, boyfriend arrived home. Oh my god, don't even get me started. My boyfriend has been away for a week since last Wednesday. We've been talking and messaging whenever we could, but yeah, we kind of missed each other, so I'm super excited that he's coming back tomorrow. He's coming home, and you like it when you're away? Oh no. Are you at the stage when you're already tired of each other? I'm just kidding. Honestly, my boyfriend has been nothing but a support and an absolute hero of mine. The past month when I was you know, with the hospital and everything, he offered to take care of my dog for 5 days. He took me to the hospital where he literally talked instead of me, because I could not talk to the personnel because I couldn't hear their questions. Uh-oh. Damn. Oh, that's why it's still up and about. It didn't kill everyone. So yeah, it was, he was amazing. He came over to my apartment 3 times a day to walk my dog, to feed him, and then he took care of his own dogs, and he still came back to the hospital to bring me stuff I needed. And, you know, he kept apologizing that he can't come as often as he would like to. I was amazed, because I never expected that of him. I never thought that he would actually want to do all this, and definitely not to this extent. I would have worked something out for sure, but you know, I know he's good with dogs because he's been a professional dog breeder for years, and I know that he knows what he's doing with dogs. And my dog likes him, so I knew that my papa was safe. So I was sure what I'm doing. I was just, I was shocked by his kindness and the way he offered, and the way he executed everything. He even said that he wanted to do laundry for me because he wanted me to come back to clean clothes at home. I was like, what? I would never expect that from you. We're not on that so to speak stage. It's just amazing. I'm way beyond appreciation. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not even that. He just wanted to do that for me, so it would ease my comeback. And I'm like, I would never expect that from you. I don't want you to go through my dirty laundry at this stage. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, it's not like I'm ashamed. I don't have like dirty laundry that lingers for because it's you know that dirty. I'm not ashamed of it. It's just, you know, it takes a certain stage of trust and, I don't know, a relationship to even do that. I don't know him for that long to actually, you know, think about that, and he was extremely supportive. He was amazing. He's still amazing. And I'm not ashamed to say that I fucking fall in love with him so deeply that I can't imagine now him being not. I don't let my boyfriend do the laundry. Oh my god. So you're the cleaner in terms of laundry.
All visitors must report to reception.
I will not report to reception. Or maybe I will. Where's the reception?
Hello?
Hello.
My name's Ripley. Amanda Ripley. I need your help.
Please take a seat. Someone will be with you shortly.
No wonder
Oh my
Susan is losing the
goodness, the voice of that android was so weird. Oh, you know, I'm still getting distorted sound, so you probably were away when I said I was really appreciative of your suggestions the other day. You know, the suggestions regarding Scotland areas. I think we would probably be looking into the west coast and the lowlands near Ayr and other places nearby, because it seems to be, as you said, best places to find accommodation. Smoke bomb flashbang. Oh goodness. Difficult choices. I mean, we don't even have a time frame, but you know, if we are working towards moving out of Poland, because it's becoming really unbearable to live here, and I'm not even talking about, you know, the gay oppression or whatever, it's just no, it isn't a dream that, you know, oh, we're just gonna put it away for the next 10 years. I think it's something that we really want to do for many reasons. For one, he really has been in Scotland for quite some time, and he loved it. It's his place. The weather, the atmosphere, the venues, everything is just perfect. And I feel the same way, even though I was never in Scotland physically. I was in the UK, and I think even the UK itself is lovely enough for me to even consider moving. I know. You have your own issues with politicians and, you know, bike racks. Oh, I know that. Let me see. I don't remember the names because don't even get me started. But it was very near Ayr, actually. Oh, no, that's not it. No. Oh god, now I can't find it. Kilmarnock, that's where he's been. Kilmarnock. He stayed there for a while. I mean, he stayed around, but Kilmarnock was the place he actually lived in for quite a while, the longest. So that's where he lived. It's not so far away from Ayr. Kilmarnock. Am I mispronouncing it? I'm sorry, I'm not very good at Scottish names. People are probably going to hit me in the head whenever I try to pronounce something.
Always there, always helpful, always working for you.
I did like Air, and I did like what was it?
They just work for you, so you can get on with your life in perfect peace of mind.
Irvine, I did like that.
And simply brilliant.
Lags is a lovely location, even though it's small, but you know, I'm kind of fed up with living in a large city. So you should be told I would be very inclined to move to anything smaller than my own hometown, and the architecture is so much different. It's not so overwhelming.
I need to get into comms control. It's urgent.
That is a restriction.
Air is lovely. I loved it. Although I did find
What's going on?
it's gonna sound ridiculous considering that we don't even have a financial plan or whatever. But I was already looking into, like, I was just trying to just count, you know, what are the prices for rentals, for renting an apartment or whatever. And I honestly found a few places which were available when I was looking, and I was like, oh Jesus, I could move there tomorrow. Some of them were already half furnished, so we wouldn't have to even take a lot of stuff. Just the stuff that is essential. And the good thing is, we would be coming in a car, so we would have a car for one. Secondly, we would be able to take stuff, you know, we wouldn't have to like pay for transport of stuff or anything like that.
Some kind of tracker.
Yeah, it's broken.
It's been modified.
Yeah, I'm playing this on the highest possible difficulty. So when I will be using this, see how it works?
No problem.
It's failing. It's constantly failing. It is not reliable, so I won't be using that too much anyway. So the highest difficulty is an asshole mode, really. Easy to buy furniture too. Got a lot of secondhand stuff from the charity shop. Yeah, that's the thing. It isn't difficult to get stuff over there when you already know where you're settling. And actually, apparently, Chris has given this a lot of thought about how would we move, because we have a lot of dogs involved. I mean, I have just one. He's got about 9. So when I'm talking a lot of dogs, you have to think about logistics of moving 10 dogs around. Obviously, we would have to arrange for passports, because, yeah, whatever. But another thing is, the UK has a restriction of allowing only 5 dogs at a time. So he would have to make 2 trips. Or we would have to make 2 trips. But I'm not a driver, so I can only make 1. So we would probably have to take my pupper and his Great Dane and 3 of his Boston Terriers with us. So that's 5. And then I would have to stay over there in Scotland all alone with 5 dogs. One of them just mine. And wait for him to turn around and take the remaining 5 and whatever stuff we would leave behind. Yeah, he's a professional dog breeder. He was breeding Great Danes for a part of his life. You know, the one of the largest dogs ever. And he has just 1 now. But he's got the rest of Boston Terriers. I think they're absolutely adorable, but those little rascals are really feisty, so I don't know how I'm gonna do all by myself with 3 Boston Terriers. We would have to be very particular which ones would come with us and which ones of those are safe for me to stay with, not knowing them too well. But you know, that's another thing for another conversation. I'm fine with that. I have no issue. And with what's going on in here in Poland, financially, we would still be more comfortable than ever. I know that the prices are going up everywhere. It's not limited to Poland or any particular region really, because it's happening even in the States. But comparing to the UK, Poland is a hell, and it's gonna get worse. We've got inflation reaching 17% right now, and prognosis are that it's gonna go even worse. In January, it's probably gonna be 21% of inflation. So it's gonna be really, really terrible. So when we're thinking about moving, we're not thinking about moving, oh, maybe in 2 years or something. No,
Let me in.
as soon as we are able, we are going to make that happen. Nothing is gonna, like, you know, stop us for many reasons. But you know, for him, Scotland is the place on earth for him, and for me, my place on earth is wherever he is. And if he wants to move to Scotland, I'm just going with him, and that's it. Yeah, but in terms of dogs, yeah, that's a lot of dogs. Yeah. We moved to Boston Terriers because they're smaller and somewhat easier to manage. Somewhat. I think those little devils are something to be are a force to be reckoned with, but I think they're also absolutely adorable. Here's this small puppy that is, I don't know, I think she's about 6 months old now. She's still so very small. I keep calling her Little Froggy because she's just like a little fluffy frog.
You're becoming hysterical. Get back! I'm warning you!
Tut,
tut. Let's resolve this quickly.
Tut, tut. But the notion of living in Scotland is just absolutely hypnotizing. I want to live there. I just don't want to be in Poland anymore. It's a dreadful place to live, whether you're gay or not, whether you're wealthy or not. It's just a dreadful place to live right now, and it's not going to get better because the politicians have really put us in a pickle. Where whichever government comes, they would have to make financial cuts, and that will get them out of business because they will not win another election, and that just gets us back to the starting point where another government needs to come in and make fix the mess, which is just going to be like a infinite loop of mess, attempting to fix the mess, attempting to win election, convince people to be re-elected, losing every time you make a change for the next 4 years. It's just going to be a big mess, and financially and economically Poland is going to be at the very end of the entire EU, so there's just no point anymore. It's just not worth it. The current government has really made a mess of things, and they're not going to change their minds. And until they're imprisoned, trialed and imprisoned, there's still gonna be a lot of mess to deal with. They made a level of debt for the entire country, which exceeded the debt we had when we were when we stopped being a communist country in 1989. So it's just gonna get worse and worse, and there's no stopping it. So I don't have any scruples to stay here. There's no reason for anyone to stay. And I've been thinking if it's possible, I would try to see if my company can provide us any support in like acquiring a visa, a working visa in Scotland. Because for once, they do have a branch in the UK. And since my role does not require me to be in the physical office, because I can do whatever I do from home, it does not really need me to be anywhere else. I mean, it is annoying, but on the other hand, it does not allow just any kind of people to settle in, you know, and just start taking, I don't know, any sort of benefits without actually contributing. I kind of get that. I know that it wouldn't be a case if you would still be in the EU.
Come on.
But, you know, visa is needed in most countries which are worth going into anyway, in the long term. So, yeah. And I think Chris has some sorts of connections, and he's close to becoming applying for permanent resident after the time he spent in the UK. So he's still in a chance of actually getting a permanent stay, and we can just arrange some stuff from that point.
Communications hub. Seeks and employees only.
I know it's annoying, and you have to have points and stuff, and you know, prove that you're worthy and things. I'm aware of that. I was aware of that stuff before. I'm not that worried about it, you know, because if my company provides me with sufficient, if my company allows me to move, and they will vouch for me in the visa appliance, then it's just a matter of formalities, you know, just preparing in every possible way, and then just probably getting it approved, because, you know, even if my salary won't be changed to a point where I'm, you know, equal to the UK payments, payouts, salaries, whatever, I would still have around £1,000 a month, and that would be enough to like cover the rent. So at least that's covered, and I will still have probably the money from selling my apartment here, because I don't feel like coming back anyway. So it really doesn't matter. I'm still quite convinced. I just don't fucking care, and I want to move whatever happens. I just hate living in this dreadful country, which is being mismanaged for 30 years, and it's still going to be mismanaged for the next 30 or longer. So why stay?
Gotta be someone in the station I can contact.
I just, you know, the fact that he, you know, despite knowing me for a limited amount of time, he said that he wants to move out to Scotland with me. I was like, wait, what? Are you serious? Like, are you just saying that, or you really want to do that? And he said that he absolutely dead serious, and I'm like, okay, I'm convinced. It wasn't a matter of, oh, I need to think this through or something. You know, 5 or 6 years back, before I turned 30, I was really thinking about moving out of Poland already. I wasn't sure where to. Truth be told, if I was still on my own, like 100% single and on my own, I would probably just think about it and never do anything about it. But now that, you know, it's no longer a matter of just me. And, you know, Chris has a very fine bus, car kind of thing that would allow us to move with our stuff and with our dogs, and that would still be comfortable enough for everyone. And that he has already thought this through, and he has planned it. He just thought it through well enough to know that it's technically just a matter of arranging things. I think it's good enough, right? It's possible. Something we can do, we can think about, and work towards it. I'm really anxious. I feel like I can't wait to move there, you know? I just can't wait to get this done with and just be out of here. I know everyone thinks that the grass is greener everywhere else. Well, in Scotland it's more yellowish, but that's semantics. And I'm aware of the issues that, you know, the UK and the British Islands economy and politics are bringing with them, but it doesn't matter. The grass is greener here. Oh, that's good. I always thought it was more yellowish, but that might have been just me. But I guess it depends where and what time of year. No, it rains all the time. Yeah, I know. It's fine. As long as you don't have those dreadful 35 degrees heat, I'm fine. Please tell me you don't. As long as you don't get these stupid heat waves that stay for 3 months in a row, I'm fine. I don't care about the rain. And the temperature's also fine because we have a lot colder winters, so we're used to cold, so we won't even be bothered with any time when it's cold, because your cold is not comparable to ours. So I'm not really bothered at all when it comes to weather. God, I miss speaking in English. I haven't been doing that for the 25 degrees. Oh my God, I'm moving tomorrow. I'm really moving. God, I would love to move tomorrow. I hate heat waves. And we had that extensively this year, to a point I was like, Jesus, kill the sun. I want to freeze to death. I don't want to die from heat. Like literally, I want to be hibernated by the cold, but I don't want to live in that fucking heat. More than usual. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not falling for that. One rule about these bold bastards: when they're lying like this, they're a trap. Don't ever turn your back upon them when you're in the hand's reach. Then you'll be fine. Or shoot them in the head. But not on this level of difficulty, no. I would attract the other androids, and I don't want to do that. So what was it? The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. You think about going up there, but that is a big mistake. Except, we want to go up there, and that is not a mistake to move to Scotland right now. And if the grass is always greener, well, don't mind me. I'm just moving. I'm just moving there. No, really, I've seen some amazing separated houses. And is it me, or is it like when you count the amount of rooms when you're looking at, you know, rentals or stuff, is it like, because I've noticed that there's a difference when we say oh Jesus, who wouldn't? Like, God, who wouldn't? Excuse me. Yeah, I would love to move to Scotland. You know, I would just, you know, leave my Polish citizenship behind me, so I wouldn't need to come back. I don't want to go back ever. Oh, I can make an EMP mine. That's gonna take a lot of resources, but oh, I can make a noisemaker. But I don't have enough scrap. Oh my God. This game really laughs at you. Okay, so there's literally nothing. Yeah, I was looking at Ayr, and I was looking at other few places, and I fell in love with some of the rentals available at the time. So I was like, my God, I want to live here now. Yeah, some of the places were incredible. Oh, I got scrap. Not enough. Only 25 scrap, I have 20. Oh my god, this game. Is it really just giving you this little stuff and this difficulty? I completely forgot. Yeah. You have to actually manage the scrap levels, Jesus. I was about to ask, and I forgot. Now Victorian flats roundabout of the high ceilings and bay windows. What's a bay window? Are you talking about the ones that are kind of like they're sticking out? Like I don't know how to describe it. Like, is it that bad to find rentals that accept animals? Oh yeah, that's what yeah, we do have a name for it, but I don't think I'll dare to pronounce it. Oh no, I don't want this door to be working. Yeah, no. I absolutely love that solution. It's not very common here because, I don't know, most of the cities were built either pre-war when it wasn't very common, or the apartment blocks were built during the communist times where that was not something that was prefabricated. Houses were really designed for, the 10 stories high and everything, but I absolutely love those bay windows. I think it's absolutely adorable. I've seen a lot of them in the UK, so I think it's a thing to have those. So I think it's absolutely lovely. You're worrying me about the accepting dogs part, because I think we would be thinking about renting a house or something. Sandstone tenement. Oh my goodness, that sounds lovely. I would not mind that. Well, that was easy.
Samuels! You're alive! It's Ripley!
Ripley! Taylor, it's Ripley. We were getting worried.
I made it! Where are you?
We're at a transit station now. It's right by medical.
Okay. Samuels, listen to me. It's not safe here. Seegson's got this place locked tight. Their goddamn androids are killing people!
That's impossible. It's contrary to primary synthetic programming.
I've seen it, Samuels. I guess Seegson's got a different idea about synthetics. And there's something else here. A creature. It's big and it's lethal.
Ripley, slow down. A creature?
It's a life form. An unknown type. Some kind of alien organism. It's extremely dangerous. You and Taylor need to make...
Taylor is hurt. She was injured by debris during the crossing.
How bad?
I can't move her. I need medical supplies. We need to treat and pack the injury.
And the Torrens?
The radio is broken. I can't contact Verlaine. We're on our own.
Shit. Okay. I'll come to you. Keep your eyes open.
I'll send a transit car to you.
Unauthorized communication. Please wait to be attended by a member of Seegson.
The hell I will.
Shit.
The hell I wait for the fucking androids to catch me. Haha, then that's not happening. No siree. Yeah, it's kind of worrying about those animals, but I do hope that we'll be able to find something that allows us to keep our dogs. You know, with a yard or something. Well, anyway, it's just something we'll have to think about and arrange. When will you be thinking about it? Yeah, I get that. I mean, I understand that from the point of view of the renting owner, but like my dog will never do anything at home because he's a very well-behaved dog. He doesn't even, you know, I can literally leave a piece of food that I would eat and he could eat on the table, and he will not touch that. And I haven't told him that. He just doesn't do that. He just doesn't touch stuff. He knows that he's not allowed. So yeah, it's good. Go away, stupid android. We don't like you. So you know, from my point and my dog, yeah, he's the goodest boy. He's actually asleep now, right now, and his paws are wiggling, pretending he's walking or running. It's absolutely the most adorable thing you could see. But then again, he is the most adorable dog you can see. Great, nothing there. I don't hear all of the alarms, which is funny. What is a GNR interrupt? What the fuck? That's one thing I never learned from the game. What the fuck was that communication about? GNR interrupt engage. Please stand by. And I was like, what? What the fuck? What the F? I actually bought myself a tourist guide through Scotland, which is actually quite comprehensive because it doesn't only tell you about, oh, visit this, visit that, visit this, visit that, but also speaks a lot about the history of Scotland. It does cover like logistics of moving about, public transport, banks, bank holidays, what else? Places to go to eat, places to, you know, just spend some time and, you know, not necessarily be a tourist. Accommodation. It really is comprehensive. I know it's been designed as a tourist guide, but you know, it has maps. It talks about particular segments of Scotland, particular regions, and says what's worth seeing, whether it's crowded, what pays off, what doesn't pay off. You know, it's a very well written tour guide, which is quite comprehensive, and I'm glad that I got it because it really is written in a approachable way. It doesn't treat you like a dumb idiot who's traveling for the first time in their life. So I'm quite fond of the fact that I found it. Is that idiot android moving? Don't think he is. Yeah, and you know, it really helps with scouting because it tells you about What are the pros, what are the cons of that location, what's the weather like? It talks about the climate overall, public transport connections like trains, metro or whatever. Really does give you an idea of how Scotland functions. It tells about customs, so about Scottish hospitality, about, you know, pubs and drinking and gathering with people. No, not yet really. She's been actually mostly sitting on the vents. I think she's trying to fix the ventilation system. I think there's something wrong with it. Because all I've been hearing occasionally was just wiggling about. It's those stupid working jets which are causing real trouble. Which I'm kind of glad. Your one subway system hasn't been expanded in 125 years. Yeah, I've heard about that, but you know, Chris has a car, and you do still have quite comprehensive train system. I don't think there's going to be a real issue when we need to travel. And anyway, if possible, if my company allows me to move, and keep my job, which is what I'm hoping for, then it really doesn't matter, because I will just be still at home, so I don't need to really go that far. And most of the towns and smaller cities in Scotland are quite well, what would you say, prepared. So they have stores, they have shops of all kind, and I should be able to supply myself with food and stuff easy enough without travelling God knows where, how far and wide. Oh look, it's the alien drooling. Nasty bugger. Go away. I said go away. Nobody likes you, go away. Good puppy. Bye, Josephine. It's been lovely to see you. I hope you're not going to dehydrate yourself with all the drooling. Or maybe I am. Oh Jesus, I heard that. I think this is the segment where Josephine is kind of let loose. More and more. Yeah, I don't care about the hostiles nearby, just click it. Save it, bastard. Okay, so I'm just going down here. Scotland forever in Polish. Oh dear. Szkocja na zawsze? Forever is just not one word in Polish. Na zawsze, these are two different words. I mean, na means usually on. But when you connect it with zawsze, which means forever, it becomes forever, so to speak. Polish is not a logical language, so it doesn't translate one to one. Actually, rarely ever does. That's why English translations are easy and hard at the same time, because they're contextualized. Yeah, I don't care about you drooling. So Scotland forever is Szkocja na zawsze, basically. I do hope that I pronounced it well enough for you to understand. There's the android. Oh, Jesus. There you are, you bold, spooky bastard. Move away.
We're experiencing a heightened containment hazard level today.
No. You see, when we use the word, when we use the sound "ta" or "c," it's usually C. C for Charlie, not Z. Z is German. This German Z gives you... Nah, it's okay. Polish is not an easy language to learn, especially if your primary language is not even close to Slavic. And Slavic languages are not logical either. You have particular sounds which are non-existent. I do. It has those dreadful androids. I want them to all to die. Move, you bold, spooky fucker. Oh shit, it's moving this way. No.
With Seegson, there's someone behind you, helping you every single step of the way.
I love the irony when it says there's always someone behind you, and I'm like, ooh, really? I'm always scared that there is actually someone behind me, and it's an android that wants to kill me. Oh Jesus, he's looking this way, fuck off. Oh, now there's this android, this alien roaming about. Fuck off. Yeah, yada yada. Fuck off. Do not like you. Yeah, keep drooling. Rude. I know what you were trying to do, except some of our sounds are quite differently put together, you know. We do have a different writing method. And the word na, which is on, is N-A, not N-O. And then you don't use the Z, which is at the beginning. I can write it down. That's how you pronounce it. Szkocja na zawsze. Jesus, don't do that. That's how you write it down, basically. Yeah. Oh my god, that was so fucking close to that android. Yep, that's how it goes. You like it? That's cool. Okay, the alien didn't drop down. I didn't provoke it. The androids didn't kill me yet, so that's another positive. I'd say it's a woohoo. It is a woohoo situation. I just need to get out of here. Just gonna be a challenge in itself. Oh Jesus. Oh Mother of God. That's a Seegson security address. But I need to get to transit station. Stop screeching with your stupid sneakers, Amanda. Oh Jesus! Oh my God, it's behind me. Push the button. And that's the thing people don't usually use. Most of the doors Oh, hey, Cryonix. Yeah, this is a kind of a... Let's just say I missed streaming because I was deaf a month ago and I'm recovering, but I wanted to play and stream again, kind of a stream situation. But yeah, I absolutely love this game. I hate the nightmare mode. I just decided to challenge myself, considering how much you have to rely on your hearing and my hearing being impaired for a month now. I just, you know, just decided to have a fool around kind of a thing. I do love this game. I played it so many times and it never bores me. I never grow tired of playing it. It's like playing Tomb Raider 4 all over again. Oh.
Station serving Seegson Communication Technologies, Tech Support Services, and
Why
Gemini
did
Exoplanet Solutions.
this open? Oh, Jesus. Humans are coming in. Ooh, golly. But I'm going to the assignment tower and I'm not going to stick around. The infection has come and gone. It just damaged my ears by blocking my blood flow to my ears. So basically I'm currently just trying to recover by taking various medications that I've gotten from the hospital, because I was at the hospital for 5 days. A month ago, from the 15th until the 20th, and then I'm also having therapy sessions, oxygen therapy sessions in the hyperbaric chamber, almost daily right now. Probably gonna have some more.
The San Cristobal Medical Facility and Seegson Synthetics.
Ripley, Taylor's over here.
Ripley? Is that Ripley?
Yes, Taylor, it's me. I came to find you.
Try and rest, Taylor.
How is she?
She needs treatment. Medical's nearby, but I didn't want to leave her.
How do you call it? How do you get an infection? Someone sneezed, someone coughed in my vicinity, you know, because our government in Poland is pretending there was no COVID ever before. There's no requirement for using masks or anything. Or to sanitize for that matter. So I could have gotten it from multiple various ways, reasons, people, occasions. Like the 2 days before I succumbed to it, I actually was walking my pupper in a local park, which has a newly rebuilt a zoo garden kind of a thing with Orientarium, which has ocean tunnels and stuff, and there was a huge line of people in front of it, and I was passing by it, and you know, someone could have breathed at me or sneezed nearby me and I could have just inhaled it, and for all I know that could have been it. I don't really know, I have no clue, but I got it. It made me deaf. I mean, I got rid of the fever quite fast. I think it was like in 2 days or 3. And then on Friday, when I already felt fine, on Thursday, I woke up with a deaf left ear, and by the end of the day, the deafness went over to my right ear, and it was like, and I literally stopped hearing in my right ear, and I was terrified. You know, I thought it's gonna stay like that or something. So, yeah, it was no fun. Quite terrifying experience. But the therapy, the medication combined, and resting, because I'm not doing much. No, it was funny. There was no pain involved at all. I had not a single day of pain in my ears, or anywhere else for that matter, except for the headache when I had a fever a few days before. But, you know, you don't associate it with anything. It was just a headache, a feverish headache, nothing more. So something completely livable with. Good. Empty.
Locked.
Oh, there are people there. So yeah, gladly there is no pain involved, there never was. Just a lot of disorientation. The first few days I had issues with dizziness. I remember it was at the ER and I went over there by, you know, normal public transport. Of a tram, but when I came out of the ER with a prescription for antibiotics, which was already too late to take, I literally felt so dizzy I couldn't walk, and I was not able to go back to the tram station or tram stop or bus stop or whatever. I just felt like I can't properly go and walk. So yeah, disorienting, scary, terrifying. All I can say is I'm glad that I'm noticing differences in how much sound is actually reaching me now. I can actually hear myself speak, which is a huge advantage because initially I couldn't.
I need a doctor. Hello?
Yeah, there is something which I don't know how it's called, but the inner part of the ear, which is shaped like a snail, is actually responsible for holding balance as part of your ears. I think it has some sort of fluid. And it basically just involves your sense of balance. And I know that I had issues with it because they made a specific test at the hospital. I can't say that the test was anyway pleasant. Well, you can hear me. I can only read you, but, you know, that's how it always has been.
Forget the door. The marshals locked everything down.
Fine, Jesus, he's bossy. Right, so, oh, okay. The vent. I can tell you that nightmare mode has nothing to do with jump scares, and it has nothing to do with being scared. The nightmare mode is when you don't get any resources. As you can see, I don't know how many bullets I have in my revolver. I don't know how much health I have. The map doesn't work, so we go to the map and get no map data available. So there's that. I will show you in a second how does the motion tracker look like when it's working, and that's a big overstatement. That yeah, it's actually working. Yeah, I played it once fully. It was on stream, but that was before I had saved VODs, and secondly, I did not properly connect my YouTube to Twitch channel, so it didn't save. I mean, it's still visible, like, in the history of my streams during the schedule, but
You're not catching us at our best.
no shit. Okay, I'm gonna save here, and I'm gonna show you how basically resources look like. I mean, that's not all of it, but yeah. So this is how the motion tracker looks like most of the time. it breaks. It's unreliable. It doesn't show you the actual state of things. So that's that. When it goes to, you know, building stuff, yeah, if you're thorough. So yeah, very limited resources, very limited everything. No idea what your health looks like. Even if you run into a terminal with a map, you will have no access to it. So yeah, because there's no map available for anybody inside the game. So yeah, it's more of a asshole mode than anything else, because the second part of the game, I don't know how far you've gone, but there is a segment where you're surrounded by a lot of androids. And believe me, when you have very little resources, those fuckers can kill you instantly. So if anyone asks me, I think this should be renamed into asshole mode, because that's what the game is. It kicks you in the nuts, it spits on your neck, and then it dances on your grave. And that's literally the definition of this difficulty level. I don't know how people find more resources and enemies and stuff, because I don't know, it's just like not a lot. When you search through the crates, you search through the containers, and they have nothing. I think I counted like 70% less resources. Someone quoting, analyzing the game, right, exactly the difficulties. So if anyone asks me, it's a big no-no. It's an annoyance, totally unnecessary. But that's that. Can you hear me? Because I stopped hearing the game. Did I? Oh, right. Never mind. I just accidentally switched it off on my headphones. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. I was just I didn't notice that I actually swapped I just swapped my hearing level in the headset. Sorry. Sorry guys. I'm just looking at the time, and I've been up for like almost 3 hours, which is an hour longer than I've intended, but it was a trial for me. I would love to go longer, but my papa will need to get his walk before I actually go back to bed. Because I honestly start feeling a bit tired. I had a long day. I had to run a few errands, and I had to go to the vet with my pupper, hear the diagnosis, get the meds for him. A lot of stuff happened. I would love to stay and chat with you guys. I really appreciate you decided to come in and have a chat with me, and I really appreciate this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to raid someone, so we pass on the love for today. Just want to see who's up and about. Let's see. Angel actually celebrating 300 followers. That's one. Let me see. Let's see anyone doing only much Tim Raider. Icor 283. Jill is doing Cult of the Lamb, which is just starting. Oh, Angel XP is doing another Monday Madness tier Lee. Do you know what? I think I've been neglecting Angel Ash for quite a while, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to raid Angel Ash. And that's gonna be that. Once again, thanks guys for dropping in. I really appreciate that. Means a word to me really, because I wasn't sure how things are gonna go. If I'll be able to play. So yeah, I really appreciate it. I appreciate the bits, Unsavory. Earlier I had actually 13 Elysium pop in and throw a subscription for 5 months in a row, which was really appreciated. Then he went to lurking, so I get he had some other stuff, but that's fine. I really appreciate the lurkers just as much. We had set the Fuego follow-up for today. I know him from Shaky Jakey B's channel, but feel free to actually, you know, say cheers and hello to him next time you see him. But yeah, I will see if I can come back with more streaming. Probably gonna continue this because I feel quite comfortable playing this right now, with this level and this level of hearing. And for those who haven't been here earlier on, tomorrow I'm getting my Weta Workshop Lara Croft necklace from Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I am excited because I ordered it quite a while ago, and it actually is coming tomorrow, finally, after it had some mishap in delivery. It wasn't mishap on their end, it's just like local services are ass, and their IT systems are just terrible. They just cut out half of the address, so it would never reach me if I didn't intervene with my colleague, with my friend who's actually working at a courier company. So that was fun. Highly recommend. No, but that's beside the point. So yeah, my God, I have 404 followers. I've actually managed to maintain over 400 people, which is a huge achievement considering how people can really just vanish out of your follower list and just decrease the numbers rapidly. So apparently I don't have a lot of bots in my channel followage, which is I think it's an achievement in itself. But yeah, I'm definitely coming back to this when I feel up and running and streaming. Probably not gonna be tomorrow because one thing, I'm waiting for the package with the Lara Croft Shadow of the Tomb Raider necklace replica, the jade necklace, and well, Chris is coming back tomorrow. My boyfriend is coming back tomorrow, and yes, there's two Chris's. We share the same name with my boyfriend, which is really funny. But yeah, we literally have the same name. That is shared in Poland, which is written and pronounced identically. So if anyone asks, it's going to be both Chris's at some point. But that's just a. I digress. Yeah, thanks Steph for dropping in. I really enjoyed chatting with you guys, and I hope to catch you. Hope to catch you soon. Whether it's my or anyone else's stream, that's all the same to me. Let me push that button. See if that works. Oh, that works. Oh, great. We are heading over to Angel Ash, and we'll say hello to her in a few. Celebrating her 300 followers, which is amazing considering how not so long ago she started streaming, and yet she's still going and still expanding and still reaching new heights. So yeah, thanks guys for being here. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. Maybe even this week, who knows? And I'll catch you later. So cheers guys.
Warning. Self-destruct sequence has been initiated. Warp core overload in 4 minutes, 55 seconds. There will be no further audio warnings.
Well, maybe just one audio warning.
5, 4, 3, 2,